Good evening and welcome back. I'm Teddy, and you are listening to Night Talk. What a day it has been! Inauguration Day, sweeping changes. Analyze this at Unwind with Teddy. So go ahead, grab a glass of wine or whatever you are having, sit back, and we are going to go through some of these changes. President Trump has begun signing a slew of executive orders starting on day one of his new White House administration in what amounts to a shock and awe campaign. I'm reading from Associated Press on border security, deportations, and a rush of other policy priorities. So give me some time. We're going to get through some of this. Welcome back. Yes. Because this morning we didn't have all of this information, right? Now we have much more of it. Did you watch the inauguration address? Hmm. Did you see the expression on the faces of, for example, Hillary Rodham Clinton? I guess I could say like Secretary Clinton and Vice President Kamala Harris, Doug Emhoff, Joe Biden, just the various ones that, they were panning the camera. When President Trump announced that he would be changing, what is it, the Gulf of Mexico, the name, Hillary Rodham Clinton, she just burst out laughing. I mean, she had to put her head down. I might let you see that. It was it was kind of funny to see her, do that. But no, to a very serious note here already, already. And so um, some of these orders, commutations, there's just a lot of things. So, wow. Let me see where I should start. First, say hello to the mob, my other bears. I call the grizzlies and the honey bears. So I did pull things up so that you could see them. And let me do this. Now I'm going to try to, let's see if this is going to work. Okay. So this in the center, the way they have it organized, I kind of like it because it makes like going through everything here pretty organized, I think. But you can look at it. It's on whitehouse.gov. And I'm not going to go over the inaugural address. However, there are some things that were said in the remarks. Let me see if I can just highlight a couple of those things that were said. How about if I start here? President Trump said today, I will sign a series of historical executive orders. With these actions, we will begin the complete restoration of America and the revelation or revolution of common sense. It's all about common sense, he said. First, I will declare a national emergency at our southern border. All illegal entry will immediately be halted and will begin the process of returning millions and millions of criminal aliens back to the places which they came. We will reinstate my remain in Mexico policy. I will end the practice of catch and release, and I will send troops to the southern border to repel the disastrous invasion of our country. Okay. Let me go to this. The president's first priorities, or President Trump's America first priorities. I think this is not too long. I'm going to read through this one. Hang on just a second. And tell me what you think. Can I just go down to the end here? Because this really made people, I think, sit up. At the end, bring back American values. The president will establish male and female as biological reality and protect women from radical gender ideology. American landmarks will be named to appropriately honor our nation's history. Okay. But let's just start here. First priorities: make America safe again. President Trump will take bold action to secure our border and protect American communities. This includes ending Biden's catch and release policies, reinstating Remain in Mexico, building the wall, ending asylum for illegal border crossers, cracking down on criminal sanctuaries, and enhancing vetting and screening of aliens. President Trump's deportation operation will address the record border crossings of criminal aliens under the prior administration. The president is suspending refugee resettlement after communities were forced to house large and unsustainable populations of migrants, straining community safety and resources. I heard the border czar, Tom Holman, he was asked a question like in advance: what's going to happen tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.? That's when it's supposed to really start taking shape. He said they're already working on it. Let me continue. The armed forces, including the National Guard, will engage in border security, which is national security, and will deploy to the border to assist existing law enforcement personnel. President Trump will begin the process of designating cartels, including the dangerous Tren del Araga, as foreign terrorist organizations and use the Alien Enemies Act to remove them. The Department of Justice will seek the death penalty as the appropriate punishment for heinous crimes against humanity, including those who kill law enforcement officers and illegal migrants who maim and murder Americans. Under the Make America Affordable and Energy Dominant Again, the president will unleash American energy by ending Biden's policies of climate extremism, streamlining permitting, and review for recession all regulations that impose undue burdens on energy production and use, including mining and processing of non fuel minerals. Which, by the way, let me go to this one screen. The breaking news that came in at 7:47, Trump orders US exit from world's main climate pact, withdrawing from the Paris Agreement, which would make the United States one of the only four countries outside of the accord which is designed to reduce global greenhouse gas emissions. You heard him say in his speech, it's going to be drill, baby, drill. Let me go on. President Trump's energy actions empower consumer choice in vehicles, shower heads, toilets, washing machines, light bulbs, and dishwashers. So you make the choice. If you want energy efficient, electrical, um, those types of choices, or if you want a vehicle with gas emission, it's entirely up to you. President Trump will declare an energy emergency and use all necessary resources to build critical infrastructure. President Trump's energy policies will end leasing to massive wind farms that degrade our natural landscapes and fail to serve American energy consumers. So he's talking about those, those wind towers, the big, you've seen them outside, like when you drive along the highway. Mhm. What did he say? In leasing to massive wind farms. President Trump will withdraw from the Paris Climate Accord. All agencies will take emergency measures to reduce the cost of living. President Trump will announce the America First trade policy. America will no longer be beholden to foreign organizations for our national tax policy, which punishes American businesses. Under Drain the Swamp, And by the way, I'm reading from this President Trump's America First Priorities, released today. The president will usher a golden age for America by reforming and improving the government bureaucracy to work for the American people. He will freeze bureaucratic hiring except in essential areas to end the onslaught of useless and overpaid DEI activists buried into the federal workforce. He will pause burdensome and radical regulations not yet in effect that Biden announced. President Trump is announcing an unprecedented slate of executive orders for rescission. By the way, he's been um, there at the White House. I watched just a little bit of one order after the other order, signing, signing, and taking some questions. President Trump is planning for improved accountability of government bureaucrats. The American people deserve the highest quality service from people who love our country. The president will also return federal workers to work, as only 6% of employees currently work in person. So return to work. Not at all. President Trump is taking swift action to end the weaponization of government against political rivals and ordering all document retention as required by law. President Trump is also ending the unconstitutional censorship by the federal government. No longer will government employees pick and require the erasure of entirely true speech. On the president's direction, the State Department will have an America First foreign policy. And then at the end here, I read it before, I'll read it again. The president, this is under Bring Back American Values. The president will establish male and female as biological reality and protect women from radical gender ideology. American landmarks will be named to appropriately honor our nation's history. So, only two sexes, male or female, as biological reality. So let's see if I can, with the help maybe of some other articles, go through some of this. What does this mean? There's certainly some sweeping changes that are taking place, going to take place. Also, breaking. Let's see if I can go back to this. Let's see. Hang on. Find out how I can go back and forth. Okay, there we are. Let me tell you what else. This is a big one, and I'll go back to that White House.gov here in a moment. But another news alert: Trump commutes sentences of Proud Boys and Oath Keepers leaders. So again, Trump commutes sentences of Proud Boys and Oath Keepers leaders as he pardons over 1,000 January 6th U.S. Capitol rioters. He said he was going to do it. This breaking 38 minutes ago. President Donald Trump on Monday pardoned more than 1,000 people charged in the January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol and commuted the sentences of leaders of the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers. The commutations cover the sentences for 14 far right extremists from the Oath Keepers and Proud Boys who were convicted or charged with seditious conspiracy. Let me take a break for a moment because there's a lot to get through, and I'm going to try to keep it, within the hour. Ms. Von 50 says, and this is where it begins. Let me, before I make any more comments, let me just see if I can look once. Hang on for just 1 second. See if I can bring that over. Hang on. Let me just cover some of these. Let's go back here. I said I could do that because I want you to see these. Let's go back here to these presidential actions. We've already talked about some of them, but let's see if I can point out. Here's one. I'm not going to read the details of it because there are so many. I'm just going to highlight some of these. Okay. Under presidential actions, ending radical and wasteful government DEI programs and preferencing. We talked about defending women and gender ideology. Protecting the United States from foreign terrorists and other national security and public safety threats. We talked about that. I read from that. There's a lot of actions. Delivering emergency price relief for American families and defeating the cost of living crisis. I mentioned the return to in person work, flying the flag of the United States at full staff on Inauguration Day. Okay, so let me just pull away from this one. Hang on. It's remarks. We all know what President Donald Trump looks like. That's J.D. Vance. First Lady Melania Trump. And Usha Vance, Second Lady of the United States. Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio. He has been confirmed to be Secretary of State. That's breaking. Okay, so now let's see if I can switch this back. By the way, we are live on X and here on YouTube. I know. Miss Vaughn says exactly, Vicky, and the Orange Man is going to let them all go free. So many people were hurt. That's correct. A lot of sweeping changes already. Okay, so and this is just day one. Just day one with all of these, we'll just call it his first batch of memoranda. They're saying and orders. Trump repelled dozens of former President Joe Biden's actions and withdrew from the U.S. From the Paris Climate Accords, just to name a few. Meanwhile, additional executive orders awaiting his signature as he returns to the White House for the first time since his swearing in earlier in the day. I don't know how many he has signed, but it says he's supposed to sign over 100. All right, so the pardons in the January 6th U.S. Capitol attack. So again, he has issued pardons for about 1,500 people convicted or criminally charged in the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. I'm just scanning down here. Again, President Trump declared a national emergency at the U.S. Mexico border and plans to send U.S. troops to help support immigration agents and restrict refugees and asylum. He is pledged to restart a policy that forced asylum seekers to wait over the border in Mexico, but officials didn't say whether Mexico would accept migrants again. Trump is rolling back protections for transgender people and terminating diversity, equity, and inclusion, and transgender rights. Equity and inclusion programs within the federal government. Both are major shifts for the federal policy and are in line with Trump's campaign trail promises. One order would declare that the federal government would recognize only two immutable sexes, male and female, and they're to be defined based on whether people are born with eggs or sperm rather than on their chromosomes, according to details of the upcoming order. Under the order, federal prisons and shelters for migrants and our victims would be segregated by sex as defined by the order, and federal taxpayer money could not be used to fund transition services. A separate order halts DEI programs, directing the White House to identify and end them within the government. Again, I'm just scanning through some of these to see which ones are the ones. These are the really important ones. And again, this is just day one of sweeping changes. Analyze this. Let me just put on some music and I will be right back. How about a little easy breeze? Yes, congratulations to Vicky Black. I see in the chat. Thanks, baby Juju. You've been waiting for your badge to change for 1 year membership anniversary. Congratulations on your anniversary badge. So, what do you think about some of these changes, some of these orders, some of these things that are being signed today, first day? There it is. Glad to be a honey beer member. It's 2 years for 24 months. That's right. Did we say 1 year? 24 months. You just noticed it. Congratulations. Um, Pick a song. Yeah. Maybe a request. You can put it in the chat or you can email me right now at unwinewithteddy at gmail.com. I know that particular piece of music. It's called When We Were Good, but I was reading this article from the New York Post that just came out. This is out of San Diego. Migrants waiting to enter the U.S. using former Joe Biden's CBP One app broke down in tears after their appointments were canceled the moment President Trump took office on Monday. That will be just the first of sweeping border actions the new administration prepared for the first day. The app, which hundreds of thousands of migrants have used to enter the country since Biden introduced it 2 years ago, went dark at noon, the very moment Trump was sworn in. Migrants were no longer able to make immigration appointments, and the app showed a message that any outstanding interview dates were canceled. So I'm looking at this one picture of a Colombian migrant, Margilis Tenico. She's 48 years old. She's crying here in this picture after her appointment was canceled. So the immediate impact is already beginning to be felt for some, even though some had appointments. First day, I know, like wow. So, kind of a touchy subject. Um, this recognizing. Well, let me just get the order exactly the way I read it. Let me see if I can go back up to these sweeping orders. Yes. Diversity, equity, and inclusion, and transgender rights. Trump rolling back these protections for transgender people and terminating diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. Now, this is within the federal government. So then other, you know, non-government companies, they don't have to abide by this. That's the way I read it. This happens to be within the federal government. But both are major shifts though. For federal policy, it's saying and are in line with what Trump's campaign had promised. So then one of the orders, again, would declare that the federal government would recognize only two immutable sexes, male and female, and they're to be defined based on whether a person is born with either eggs or sperm rather than their chromosomes. Now, this is again according to details of this upcoming order. Under the order, federal prisons and shelters for migrants and our victims would be segregated by sex as defined by the order, and federal taxpayer dollars could not be used to fund transition services. And then this separate order halts, again, this DEI program, directing the White House to identify and end them within the government. Now, I think I have made a comment before, um, and it would have to do with taxpayer money being used to pay for, they call them transition services for prisoners, in federal prisons. And that's one, if I just stand on what it's either you agree or disagree with. in my opinion. I mean, either you want your money to be spent in that way or you don't, right? That's why I said this is, I don't know if any of these orders, if people can, if lawyers, not people, lawyers can file, or tomorrow morning will lawsuits begin, to be filed for some of these things. Is quite possible. But again, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know um, which executive orders and the details would um, could stand up or not. Don't know. But um, a number of executive orders are being signed and have been signed tonight. Okay, so I'm sure we're going to hear a whole lot more. A whole lot more. What is this, Annette? Hey, okay. You want to request Gladys Knight? Let's see if I can play. Find it. No, we haven't played some music like that here in just a moment. Now, you know what? I'm not. I don't know if the president and first lady have arrived at the inaugural ball to see what she is wearing. But I'm sure if I miss it, it'll be in one of the pictures, like the first dance or whatever. But there is a lot of, stops that they're going to be making tonight. What is it, like 9:43? They probably already uh, made stops. Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, and his wife Melania Trump. So I wonder, what did you think about her outfit that she was wearing today? Did you see it? It was a very tailored, uh, dark navy blue suit, and the matching hat with it looked like a kind of a cream color band all the way around it. And then last night, I believe it was, yeah, last night, she was wearing, was it? I'll just say yesterday. You didn't see her. Let me see if I can pull a picture of it. Uh, I thought, compared to what she wore, during the first inauguration, I thought she was going to come out with, a color that was a little brighter. Um, it was what she was wearing was, very appropriate. And it was, again, I would just say very, very tailored. And I would have liked to have seen more of her, like her face, because the hat covered it cast like a shadow over you. You really couldn't see her eyes unless she like looked up. Okay, let me see if I can find this picture. But I was going to say yesterday, she was wearing like it appeared to be black, like a long black cape kind of coat, and I believe there was a gown of some sort, like maybe it looked like it had sequins on it. I can't be sure because I didn't watch the entire thing. Let me just see what people are saying. Her fashion statement. A man designed her outfit. So let's see. I want you. Let me see if I can make this copy real quick. But I need to do it in a way that I throw this up real quick. Just making a copy. So, and the let's see if I can find like a full length image of her today. And I'm sure. Uh, let's see. See if I can find it. But this is the hat that everyone is talking about, and let's just see. No, actually, the suit that she was wearing with the coat is actually I like it. Again, I just the hat. I like the hat, but I just thought it covered very much of her face. Let's see. They've got this guy who is sharing this story behind why he designed this. Um, I guess it's let's see, this inauguration hat. And and he's reacting to the blocked kiss and Donald Trump's joke about okay, like when he approached her, the hat, she had to kind of look up a little bit. Let's see. So what do you think about? Here it is. Here's the picture. Let's see if I can find this of when he kissed Melania or approached her to kiss her. Hmm. Hang on, let's try it. Let's try this one. That's a better view. Hang on. Okay. Get your reaction because there there will be fashion critics. Yeah. Yeah. Miss Vaughn says she was probably dressed like she was going to a funeral. Um, Vicky Black says I saw that, but I didn't know it was her. I think a lot of people. It's. I think my initial reaction. Now, when did I first see it? When I guess when she was going to the church. But then I realized she's not. That's what she's going to wear. That it's not like she's going to be going back and changing and to wear something different. She's dressed for the day, for the inauguration. And again, it's just very, very tailored. But I want you to see. Let's do it. Won't do justice unless you see the full length of. Um, let's see. She was trying to hide. It definitely hit her face. Yeah. Um, let's see if I can find the full length picture that she wore. Yes. So let's try this one. I'll just bring these two over. Hang on. So I can see why, when you saw her, you didn't realize it was her. I think that's what Vicky said. Baby Juju says air kisses, yes. Well, he couldn't quite. If he did want to kiss her, he couldn't quite kiss her. They do kiss. It do air kisses, uh, because of the hat. It was like a coat. I guess you could say a coat dress. Yeah, and maybe that's what it is. It looks like a coat. It's very tailored. Um, yeah, that's what I think it is. Like a coat dress, and it's cold, so I can't imagine because it's so fitting, right? That's what I think. I mean, look at her. Because of her facial, her features are so kind of chiseled that it just looks. Um, it's just very tailored. Do you like him? I thought she was going to. Yes, there you. Thank you, Vicky. You said it. Yeah, it's military. Yeah, it's just very rigid, unlike what she wore. Let me just find the picture of what she wore in the first one. It was just such a beautiful blue. Now I know she's going to be dazzling at the ball. Oh, they're already doing these side by side pictures, guys. Here we go. Wait a minute. I knew I could find something. Here we go. So I'm not the only one who is, looking at a comparison uh, from the previous. I'm making a copy so you can see the contrast. Okay, so nothing like the first. The first was um, much more softer. I love I just love the coat um, dress, that the outfit she was wearing. You know what? When you look at the collar, though, it's kind of styled. It's kind of styled, like that, like overlap there. So, but it's just more chisel, more um, tailor. I mean, it's tailored. They're both tailored, but I don't know. It's a it's a big difference. It is, Vicky. I like her in the lighter blue. That's just my opinion for her. It's um it's just softer, and yeah, it's all it just depends on what you like, and the designer, who puts it together. But I like the baby blue with the blue gloves, and you could see her face. hmm This one is more like, could she be a Russian spy? I shouldn't even. I don't know if I could say that. You know, that's the only thing I could think of. Yeah, it's dressed like military. Uh-huh. No, I don't mind it, baby Juju. Says, I don't mind it, but not for this occasion. It just looks so more, like some more solemn occasion or something. Yeah. Maybe with her hair down, you say, with the hat. And I love hats. I really don't have a problem with that hat. Maybe for someone else. Vicky says, are you sure that was her? Uh, I tell you, President Trump looks like he has lost some weight. Did you notice that? To me, he looked like he was a little thinner in the face. To me, yeah. Hmm. Are you sure? That's her. That's her. Yeah. Okay. So again, I just, I just call it. The word came to me was more tailored, just more, yeah, rigid. Um, and then on the right, I describe it as more softness, as the color too. I like the color on her. Yeah. Miss Vaughn 50 says, I'll keep my thoughts to myself. Yeah. I just expected something. Yeah, when you see this, you, I just expected, something more light in color, I guess. I don't. All right, so that'll do it. I'm not a fashion critic, but I can give my opinion. All right. Annette says, that face, where is Grace Jones? History, MLK for me, all photos are down. Yeah, I could see the Grace Jones. Annette. That, you know what, didn't Grace Jones? Let's see if she wore some kind of hat like that. Well, Grace Jones wore all kinds of hats. I'm, you know. She was known for her hats. Yeah, I could say something, but I won't. She always wore hats. It looks. Oh boy. All right. Anything else? And don't forget to check out Unwind with Teddy and the community wall. Look for updates. It is 10:04. Yeah, I started just a little bit earlier so I could end right around 10 o'clock. And yes, I'm a hat person. I love hats. Huge. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I'm just saying, I just thought for her, yeah, just a little rigid. But it was a little. She's our first lady, and I'm sure she'll be, stunning and dazzling tonight in whatever gown she wears to the inauguration. Mhm. Right? So I think that will do it for me. Yeah, she was a beautiful first lady. Yeah. Did you see? Did you see the faces I wanted to show you of Hillary Rodham Clinton and uh, Kamala Harris? While Vice President Kamala Harris, while President Donald Trump was speaking, it was it was like you could definitely see they were in disagreement with certain things that he was saying. Not everything, because there came an applaud from everyone when he talked about the release of the hostages. As a matter of fact, he received a standing ovation, and everybody was clapping to that. Yeah. Hmm. All right. Let's throw this on. Maybe I'll have it prepared tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. Vicky says, "Rest well, Teddy." Thank you. I do need to get some rest early enough that we're ending it. Mhm. I appreciate each and every one of you who have joined me tonight just for this kind of a recap inauguration day. Sweeping changes. I haven't watched any of the celebration tonight, but I will probably listen to some of it in the background. Yeah. All right. Join me sometime tomorrow. I can't say that it will be in the morning unless I come very early. Okay. Yeah. Because I have another commitment that is probably going to tie up um, the morning. Yeah. Okay. So that will do it for me. Biggest bear hugs go out to the honey bears, the grizzlies, and all of you. Yeah. Please hit the like on your way out. You can email me at unwindwithteddy at gmail.com. That's it. Emails are good. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Teddy. Good night.